Tractor buckets, $1,800 to replace. Let me share with you some quick tips to ensure that your tractor bucket lives a long, healthy life. If you're going to spend the money on a tractor, you're going to want a front end loader and you're going to want a bucket. For those small scale farms that require a tractor of this size, I recommend having the bucket, and I would even add in a forklift. I keep pointing over there because that's where my forks are, because I use them all the time. Again, you might not need it, you may be able to get away without it, but for me personally, this has been really critical to me being able to do all the things that I do on farm. So with the tractor bucket, it's a big hunk of metal. You push it into rocks, you push it into dirt, you push it into dirt that's full of rocks, you scoop up manure, hay, all kinds of things go in this bucket. And if you don't wash it out at the end of the day, especially if you're working with manure, and for my case, chicken manure, that's acidic and it eats away at the metal and you'll get little tiny pits and holes in it. And when you go to scoop something up again and dump it, it'll start to stick to the bucket. You'll be able to carry less per load, you'll have to make more trips, you'll burn more diesel fuel, you use more labor hours, and you get the point. An ounce of prevention worth a pound of cure. So washing the bucket out at the end of the day and storing the tractor in a way that the bucket is pointing down and it doesn't collect with water and have water sitting in it. I mean, ideally, if you can have this thing sitting in a covered space where it's not going to get the elements in it, that's great. That's not always the case. Space is expensive and important, and sometimes, it is a big hunk of metal. It can sit outside. But for me, once a year, I'll grind it down a little bit and paint it. The story that I alluded to at the beginning of this video is that this farm used to be a cattle farm and a dairy farm, and they would scoop up the manure, but they wouldn't wash the bucket out. And when I got the bucket, it was full of holes and pits because it just had that acidic manure sitting in there eating away at the metal. And luckily enough, I have a neighbor who's a really, really talented welder, and I want to thank Bruce, because Bruce put a whole new inside to the bucket for me for a couple $100 versus the $1,800 it would have cost me to replace it. So if you're going to spend the money on the equipment, or if you get used equipment, take care of it and it will last you a long time. Any questions on this, leave them in the comment section below. Like the video if you enjoy the message that I'm sharing today. And quite frankly, it's sunny, it's gorgeous, I'm shooting video, so it's a good day. Thanks for stopping in. Until next time, see you out in the field.